Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with Merlin. Last time on Merlin, we had The Nightmare Begins. So Morgana was starting to manifest some more magical powers, and kept blowing things up accidentally. So, in an attempt to save her, Merlin sent her away to the Druids. Unfortunately, Uther thought that this meant that someone kidnapped her, and so sent Arthur with the goal of destroying all the Druids. Luckily, Merlin was there to save the day. Not all of the Druids survived, unfortunately, but he was there to sort of save the day. They got Morgana back to Camelot, that's what it's called, and then Morgana confided in Merlin her magical powers. He did not return the favor, instead was still playing the part of not having powers, which sucks and is dumb, but whatever. And yeah, that was basically that. This is where I say no spoilers, just don't. This is also where I say that if you want to watch my 10-minute highlight reaction to this episode of Merlin, it's not in this video because of copyright reasons. So if you want to watch my 10-minute highlight reaction, you can go down in the description or to the pinned comment on this video. There'll be a nice little link there, and it will take you to my 10-minute highlight reaction. It's nice and good and edited and has all the show footage. Of course, if you are a part of my Patreon, on the $5 tier, you can watch the full-length, completely unedited reaction to this episode. But if you don't want to do that, you can go to the edited version in the description or the pinned comment. So with that all being said, let's go ahead and get started with this episode of Merlin. Here we go. So we still can't keep Lancelot. Is he ever going to become just a cast member? Why can't we just keep this guy? You know, 2 episodes ago, we established a relationship between Arthur and Guinevere, which, let's be honest here, their relationship that formed, let's admit it was a tiny bit rushed, you know? In the span of 1 episode, they really just went for it, but they didn't really, I don't know. It was a little bit rushed. You could have spent a little more time building up to that, giving them more scenes and stuff, but it wasn't horrible. I was willing to accept it. I was like, okay, little fast, but you know what, I'll take it. And then immediately, before you do anything else with this relationship, before you do anything else, you don't show any scenes of the two of them together, you know? You don't show, them just having a conversation or a look. He's not banging her on the side. Ugh. And then suddenly, we get this episode where Lancelot comes back and throws a wrench into this entire relationship that, yes, we were sort of rushing to start. We were rushing to begin this relationship, but whatever. But you're already throwing a wrench in it with Lancelot. And it sucks, too, because Lancelot is such a good guy, man. He's such a good guy that of course, this would happen. Of course this would happen. But to so quickly start a relationship and then throw the wrench right in with Lancelot. You killing me, man. You killing me. And that's the thing too, is that they barely had a relationship still. Because they can't have a relationship. They can't have an actual relationship. Uther would not allow it. Granted, they just won't. Why will they not just bang on the side, or just, spend the night? Spend the night together. Okay, I know every time I'm like, oh, bang on the side. Haha, it's humorous. Alex makes joke. But they could at least, like, date in secret, They could have a secret relationship, but we haven't seen anything. Because the relationship started 2 episodes ago, and last episode, there was none of it. None of it. And then, here comes the wrench. Here comes the wrench. The handsome, good guy, good man, he's so cool, wrench. Thy name is Lancelot. Ah! And when will we get the next time that they bring up their relationship? And are they going to work on it? Are we going to see them working on it? Are we going to see them working on their relationship? Are they going to have to work through this whole Lancelot thing? Because see, now, if they do go the route of banging on the side, we have to work to that point now. We had a point. We were at a point where they could just bang in secret. But now they took a step back. Damn it. It's just how fast it was, too. And I like this episode. And the love triangle, at least, is canon. Again, we kind of joke around on here about what is canon to Arthurian legend. What is canon to Arthurian legend? And, you can joke about that and stuff. But technically, the triangle is canon. The triangle is canon. This show plays fast and loose with the canon of Arthurian legend. But at the same time, it does keep certain elements. It kept the Arthur-Guinevere relationship, and now it's keeping the wrench that is Lancelot. And I hate love triangles in stories. They're so bad. Like love triangles brought down season 1 of Legend of Korra. Love triangles kind of brought down series 5 of Doctor Who. At least that one wasn't too much, honestly. That one wasn't so bad because it was kind of played down. This one is a full-out love triangle. And it's canon. I hate that it's canon. They just... okay, if this was 3 episodes later, if we waited 3 episodes more to do this episode, and we had at least had scenes, I just want scenes, not of them banging, don't get the wrong idea, don't think I'm weird like that, but just a scene of just the two of them just having a nice moment or something. Maybe he goes back to her house and has dinner, and that's not a euphemism for anything. But I'm saying, they have a good dinner. Like they did 2 episodes ago. If you would just show me that, then 3 episodes from now, we throw in that wrench. We throw in Lancelot. Then I'd be like, oh man, they threw in the wrench, but well, it's canon. Let's see how this works out. But they just did it so fast. We just established a relationship 2 episodes ago, and you're wrenching it. You're going into their relationship, and you're just jamming in Lancelot as quickly as possible. It's like you didn't let it have time. It just formed. It's like this ball of relationship. It just formed, and immediately you're just looking at that and you're like, oh, that's what this show just did. And again, that's not bad. I still like this episode. It was a great episode. But, God, you could have waited a few episodes before you did that. Let it happen. Let this relationship of theirs breathe. Just let them bang on the side for a little bit. Because that's the thing. When Arthur's like, oh, I can't admit my feelings. I can't admit my feelings, and it kills me. That's a great scene. Because it's like, and he even says, they even bring up still, it's like, it's like, oh, well, things can be different when you're king, and, oh god, I'm burping. And then Arthur's just like, it's like, okay, well, all my words just escaped. It's like, well, things can be different once you're king. And Arthur's just like, I can't expect Gwen to wait that long. A legitimate point. But why can't you have a secret relationship? Have a secret relationship. And then once your old man finally kicks the bucket and you become king, then you can be like, alright guys, I'm the king. Now, if nobody minds, I'm going to choose my queen, and I'm going to choose who I want. Does anyone have a problem with that? And everyone will be like, well, no, you're the king, so we have no problem with what you say, because you are the king, and why would we oppose you? Also, you're Arthur, and Arthur is, you're a great guy. And he'd be like, alright, cool. Then I'm getting the queen I want. Luckily, I have been secretly dating her for years. And maybe the conversation wouldn't go like that, but no one would care. No one would care. They just let them bang, man. Just let the relationship breathe, for God's sake. Not choke. You're choking it. It hasn't even started to breathe yet. You're just stopping, like it was just formed, and instead of letting it breathe, you are purposely stopping it from taking its first breath. Oh god, every so often I just look at my recorder on the computer and I just see the audio bar go all the way to red, and it's like, oh shit, I'm really yelling on this one. Alright. Again, I like this episode. I really did like this episode. And at some point, they were going to throw in the wrench. They were going to throw in Lancelot as the wrench. But God, they did it just immediately. Immediately, just wrench. So let's go over the actual notes. Taken. So Morgana and Gwen were taken. And then Morgana, the brilliant, beautiful girl she is, just tricked her captors. Because I was thinking, it's like, okay, the idea, it's like they already like established the plan, like in that tent. And it's like the plan is for her to, she wants to bathe. And it's like, okay, these men could rape you, but okay, we can go with that. And then, she starts taking off her clothes, and I'm like, okay. And, the men, they ain't turning their backs. They're looking, and so just, okay, here's this beautiful girl taking off her clothes. I'm like, okay, this is hot, but this is kind of weird. It's kind of weird. What is the plan here? Also, these men could rape her at any second. It's like, this is uncomfortable, actually. And then Gwen just takes the sword. Morgana just decks one of them. Takes the sword from Gwen and just starts hacking fuckers. And oh my god, that was hot. Let's just admit that. Let's all admit that. Let's all just admit that. That was amazing. That was clever. I would not have guessed that was the plan going into that scene, but it was, and it was good, and it was clever. And let's just be honest, yes, it was hot. I mean, anything Morgana does is hot. So, beautiful girl. Anyway, Hengist. All right, let me look at this dude. Yep, Hengist with a T. Okay. Now we're all right. Come on, Amazon. Come on, Amazon. That is 100% Jorah Mormont. It's not saying it, but that's him. That's him. There he is. Jorah fucking Mormont. They got pictures and shit. All right. Yeah. Hengist, played by Jorah Mormont. Jorah fucking Mormont. Oh, that's how Owen would say it. Oh, what was the character's name? Like Carl Tanner? Yeah. I always called him Owen because of Torchwood. So isn't that funny? On Merlin, I'm calling Hengist Jorah Mormont, and then I reference a scene where I call another character Owen from Torchwood, which has Gwen Cooper, who was the witch in the first episode of Merlin. Oh my gosh, I just circled back around. Wow, that was impressive. Yeah, you can circle all the way back around to Merlin. That is hilarious. That is hilarious, actually. And one other thing I want to see. Lancelot. What else has this guy been in? He was in Transformers 5? I've never seen Transformers 5. I stopped after 4. Like, I watched the first 3 and they were whatever. Transformers 4, I actually like. Well, not because it's a good movie or anything, but just because it's funny. Like, I at least have fun at that one because it's fucking Mark Wahlberg, and Mark Wahlberg is fun. But yeah, I haven't seen the 5th one. He was in Dexter. Never seen Dexter. Maybe I'll react to it. The Musketeer. Okay, yeah, I haven't really. I don't know, maybe we can see photos. If I can try to recognize it. He actually, now that I look at him more, he has a more, like, I kind of recognize the face a bit more, I feel like. I'm looking through, I'm not really seeing anything he's been in that I recognize. Yeah, now I'm getting back to, like, Lancelot pictures, I think. Oh no, these are the Musketeers. Maybe I'll look again later. Yeah, I don't really see anything. I don't know, but I like him. Anyway, Hengist Khan. Alright. Hengist, he was an interesting villain. I think it worked that it was Jorah Mormont. What's the actor's name? James Cosmo. That's a cool name. James Cosmo. Yeah. I like him. He's fun. He really sold, the barbarian. Honestly, he kind of sold the wildling act. Like, that's actually interesting. He was kind of playing a wildling in this. Isn't that kind of funny? Like, this, he basically played... Oh, and I should put the T at the end of his name. Hengist. he basically played a character that his character in Game of Thrones would have hunted, would have wanted to kill. He basically played a wildling in this show. That's kind of funny, actually. I like that. Oh, man. Now I kind of miss Game of Thrones. Man. Just because, I just had like a rush of like all the locations in Game of Thrones. Because I was thinking about the Night's Watch with all this stuff, north of the Wall. And then I, kind of thought more in Westeros just really quickly there. And it's like, oh, man, I kind of miss all the various places. Because, like, that's one thing I will say about Merlin. We are, 9 times out of 10, we are here in Camelot. Sometimes, like this episode, we at least, ventured out a little ways. But, yeah, I don't know. I do kind of miss that. I kind of want to see, like, more locations in this world. Man. Yeah. Hengist. Get that T on it. Doesn't work because I have the pop filter on here. I don't know why I still use this pop filter. It's not like I get close to the microphone. It's not like I get really close to the microphone. Sorry. I went a little Dane Cook there for a minute. I went out and had a dish with my mouth. This has been a fun discussion, hasn't it? Let's see. Lancelot. We got the return of Lancelot. Is he just going to be like a 1 episode per season kind of character? I want him to stick around. Maybe one day we'll actually get him to stick around. I hope so. But yeah, nice seeing Lancelot here. I guess he really hasn't changed too much since the last episode. Last time we saw him. Yeah, he was good. Still kind of the same. For a second I kind of forgot that he knew about Merlin's magic. It's like, oh yeah. Someone else other than Gaius that knows that Merlin has powers. It's like, oh, it was refreshing. I want the rest of them to learn at some point. I want them all to learn. I don't know. Oh, for this next note, I shit you not. If you can see that, I literally just wrote a triangle. Oh yeah, you can see all the other notes I wrote down for this week of filming. But yeah, for this, I just wrote a triangle. I know what I was talking about. The love triangle. I'm running out of pages, actually. This notebook is about to be filled up. What was the first thing I wrote down? Doctor Who 3XO. Yeah, The Runaway Bride. That was the first episode that I recorded in this notebook. I'm running out of pages. I think this will last me a few more months. I pretty much get one page, like every page is about 1 week of work. At least now it is. Sometimes it varies. At the end of Game of Thrones, I could only fit like 3 shows at a time onto a page because I just kept taking notes on Game of Thrones. So yeah. I wrote a triangle. I feel like we've talked about it enough. It's still good. It makes sense. It is canon to Arthurian legend. But yeah. It's just that. Okay, my biggest problem, it was quick. We didn't give the relationship any time to breathe before we threw in the wrench. That's kind of my only problem with it. Okay. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. It's late. I was exhausted when I started this episode. I was like, oh man, it's Thursday night. I'm tired and I got to watch Merlin, and Merlin is long, because normally I record shows on Saturday, but I can't fit everything in on Saturday. So 2 of the shows that I watch have to be done later. So Tuesday evenings I record My Hero Academia, which pumps me up and stuff like that. And it really pumps me up because I just love that show so much. As I have said in My Hero Academia reactions, it's my favorite show that I'm watching on the channel right now. Sorry, Merlin fans, but I have to be real with you. But the nice thing about that is it's so short that I can get done relatively quickly, at least quicker than this. But yeah, I actually record this on Thursday night, pretty much the night before it goes up to Patreon. So these episodes are longer, so I just have to power through it, and it's at the end of my week basically. And I'm tired, and we're in November, which is the end of my semester, which is the end of my college career. Oh, basically, I'm exhausted today, and I just went on a gigantic rant about wrenches and side banging. The beast, the Wilderin. Is that how they said it? The Wilderin? I think that was it. The Wilderin. Yeah, I had to write it down a couple times before I really got it. The Wilderin, very creative. I did like them. The whole thing of they had to cover themselves so that they wouldn't be smelled. I thought that was clever because these things don't have eyes; they are purely smell. So that was interesting. I like their design. I thought the CG was pretty good. Although, how much of that was actually CG, I wonder. I mean, some of it, when it's really moving and stuff, was definitely CG. But I don't know. Maybe, the close-ups. Maybe the close-ups when, it's licking Merlin's face. Maybe that was practical. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. But I would be willing to bet that it was CG because generally they use CG on the monsters on this show. So yeah, it was probably CG, which good. If it's got me questioning, that some parts may have been practical, then it's good CG. It's definitely improved over some of the other some of the earlier stuff that we had. So yeah. Okay. Wrote down the rescue. Honestly, it was a pretty straightforward rescue, but it was good. I liked it, them coming in. I actually liked that Arthur was still able to come in and save them. Lancelot tried to, divert attention, try to hold them off. But I guess it just didn't work overall. And then Gwen gets captured and it's like, oh my gosh. And it was a very, honestly, when they threw the two of them in there and you got Hengist laughing, it was actually very Return of the Jedi. Honestly, it's if you can imagine Hengist as Jabba the Hutt, and you have Lancelot would be Han, and then Guinevere would be Leia. Honestly, yeah, that kind of was very Return of the Jedi, and they're waiting. They're basically waiting on Luke. They're kind of waiting on Luke to show up. Yeah, yeah, and it works because Arthur's also blonde. So does that make Merlin Lando? Merlin is not cool enough to be Lando. We can just say that. I wrote down their outfits. I like that, when they changed into the outfits of the two guys that they knocked out. I like that because when Merlin actually went in there and, he had his friggin', his blue shirt and his, red neckerchief and his sort of jacket, I was like, his outfit is not really cool. I kind of want him to get a cooler outfit. It's okay, well, Lancelot looks cool. Arthur looks cool. Even Morgana and Guinevere, to an extent, look cool. And it's and then here comes Merlin with his friggin' blue shirt and jacket, and it's not even a cool jacket. It's just kind of I don't even know. And then he put on the chainmail with the leather vest and stuff like that. I was like, oh shit, Merlin looks cool. It's like, oh, can he keep that? I like that outfit. It's like, I don't know why. It was only now that I was like, yeah, his outfit is kind of... It's not cool. We can say that at least. And then the last thing I wrote down was not meant to be. Fucking Lancelot is like, yo, look, if he has feelings for her, I'm not going to stand in their way. I'm just going to go. It wasn't meant to be. And he just leaves to go do some other shit. Guess go get in more fights. Why can't we just keep him? Are we going to have to wait for Arthur to become king so that he can actually properly knight Lancelot? I don't know. That's all I got. Kids, bang on the side. And, okay, that was weird. Yeah, that was... that was weird. I guess if that's our life lesson, and when I say kids, I mean consenting, consenting adults, not minors. I'm not going to tell minors to bang. Whew, that could have gotten weird. When I say kids, I mean anyone 18 and older, and make sure it's all consensual and stuff. But yeah, if we have one lesson to take away from this, be sure you actually start a relationship, even if you have to keep it secret. Start a relationship so that her ex doesn't show up and take her away, basically. So yeah, folks, which is what I actually meant to say the first time. Folks, just, if you can't bang and have people know it, bang in secret. It'll help everyone out. This has been Life Lessons with Alex, sponsored by 7th Hour Films. 7th Hour Films. We have weird-ass discussions about Merlin and banging. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bang on the side. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Merlin reactions, you can click on the playlist. You can subscribe if you haven't done that already. I'd swap those, but whatever. And be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media. Links below in the description. See you guys later.